And we are at that stage where I think each one of us is somewhere insecure that will technology make our children, and their skill sets redundant? Or will they be competing, or what will they be competing for? So do you think humans will still run the world? And I ask you this because, parents of today, we want to know how can they be unstoppable?
Being unstoppable is not necessarily something we should aim for. I chose the title Unstoppable Us because it has a double meaning. It has the positive meaning that yes, we are very powerful, we can do whatever we want and so forth, but it also has a negative meaning that we also cannot stop ourselves. That no matter what we achieve, this is a characteristic of human beings, no matter what we achieve, we always want more, we can't stop. Like you have $1 million, you want $2 million. You have $10 million, you want $100 million. It's very difficult to kind of just stop, relax, and be satisfied with what you have. This is why we conquer the world, human beings, but this is also why we are in many ways destroying the world, the ecosystem, unbalancing the entire ecosystem, driving so many species to extinction, and also endangering our own future. So I think we need to learn how to stop and just enjoy what we have instead of all the time looking for more. And technology is part of this issue because we are very good at inventing new technologies that give us more and more power, but we are not very good in using all that power to make ourselves happier or to make the world a better place. Now, technology itself, it can be used for good purposes or for bad purposes. This is true of almost every technology. There is no good technology and there is no bad technology. You can use a knife to murder somebody. You can use the knife to save their life in surgery, and you can use the knife to cut salad for dinner. The knife doesn't care what you do with it. It's our choice. So the key is not just to invent a technology, but to invest the time to develop our own minds, to develop our wisdom, our compassion, so that we would use knives to save people and not to kill them. And it's the same with the new technology like AI, but there is one big difference. AI is different from every previous technology in history, from knives, from atom bombs, from cars, from everything. Why is it different? It's the first technology in history that can make choices by itself. Knives can't choose what to do with them, but AI can. Like we now have armies around the world, for instance, developing autonomous weapon systems, what is commonly called killer robots. This is a weapon, it's the first weapon in history that can decide by itself whether to kill somebody, whether to attack somebody. And like this, self-driving cars and so many other technologies. And this is very dangerous because very soon we may no longer have a choice about what to do with the technology. The technology will make the choice. It will even choose about us. For instance, already today, when, I don't know how it is in India, but in certain parts of the world, when you apply today to a bank to get a loan, like you want to buy a house, you don't have enough money, you go to the bank and you ask the bank for a loan. It's not a human being who makes this very crucial decision about your life. It's an AI, an algorithm that collects data on you and decides whether to give you a loan or not. And if the computer says, no, don't give this person a loan, and you go to the bank and you ask, why not? What's wrong with me? And the bank says, we don't know. The computer said no. And we just trust our computer, so we don't give you a loan. And this is increasingly happening in more and more fields in life. So you apply to university, you apply to get a job, all kinds of things, and your fate is in the hands not of a human being, but of a computer, an AI. And we have to be extremely careful about it, because if we lose control of the future, there is no guarantee that the AI will make good decisions about us.
It almost makes me feel like if the digital footprints that we will leave behind, we may not be able to trace them back. So if you've made a mistake, the system has recorded that, right? So like you said, for university or for college or for whatever else, it's so important for us to be so conscious of what digital footprints we're leaving behind, because systems are going to be making those choices and not humans.
Yeah, and the frightening thing about that is that, you know, it turns the whole of life into one long job interview.
Yeah.
Because previously, when you apply, say, to college, you know, okay, I have a few stressful days, I go to do this exam or that exam, and they decide according to that. Now, your whole life is like this exam. Because maybe, I don't know, you're 10 years old, and you do something stupid somewhere, and it's recorded, and then when you apply to a good school, it comes up, and you don't get accepted to the good school, and because of that, later on, again, it never disappears. You don't get accepted to college, so you don't get a good job, all the way to you don't get accepted to the good cemetery because of what you did when you were 10. Everything is recorded, nothing is ever forgotten, so everything you do at any moment of your life may meet you 10 years, 20 years down the road. I don't know, maybe in 20 years you are a politician, you're running for elections. Maybe you are a judge, they want to make you Supreme Court judge. And this thing you did when you're a teenager comes up because it never disappears. It is never deleted. And you know, it's broader in a sense because competition, let's say for status, is part of the life of every human and every animal. Also dogs, also elephants, also lions, they all compete for status. But in most cases, you have times of competition, and then you have times to relax. Increasingly, there is no such time. What I'm doing, what I'm saying at any moment can be known to everybody, so it's part of this status competition. And this creates a kind of stress which nobody before had to deal with. We all the time had this ability to switch from between stress and relaxation. Now it's all stress.